Very good morning, guys. Warm welcome to the best lectures of FMSM and Audit nationwide. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Yes, guys, today we are going to revise very small chapter of audit, but a good chapter, half an hour chapter, audit documentation. Brilliant revision we will do. What you can expect? Number one, excellent conceptual clarity of all the concepts, plus whichever questions can come in exam, you have to learn them. Okay, you will be able to learn in the lecture itself. So be rest assured, enjoy the best revision of chapter number 6, and do like the video and share with your friends too. Thank you. Till now we have done how many chapters? Okay, chapter wise weights. Shall I send in group today? Shall I share in group today? I don't think I have handy. I will share today in group. Okay, I do have. If you want, you can take photo also. I think I have. In group, I will share, but see here. This is the photo. This is chapter wise weightage. Take photo if you want. Okay, let me do zoom screen. Then take. This is of ICAI only. So we are done with this 6 marks. This is 10. Let's take middle 5, 15 marks. After 15, we will do 4 today, 19. 19 and last part also we will finish maybe. Chapter 11 also. So we are already done with around roughly 30 marks today or 25. Done. Chalo. Break over. Let's study for 2 questions, 3 questions, little 15-20 minutes. Amazing. Pay attention. Very easy chapter, very time pass chapter, whatever. There has to be one question from this chapter. It takes only half an hour to do. Okay. Provided we are in fresh mood. We have already studied a difficult chapter. So now it might take more time, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3, start. Welcome back. What is documentation? Everything you need to write. Why I need to write? It's a proof that I have done audit. Next year also it will help me. Okay, if some other auditor comes, it will help me. Documentation is a must. I still remember in my first audit, I understood everything. I checked this, but I never wrote. And then someone scolded me like hell. They said, every time when I review your work, I will not be near you. Understand? Documentation means opposite person should understand what work I have done. Every time you cannot remain with me while I am checking the work. My manager told me, today we are together because you don't know how to do audit. I said, but every time review. No, I am sitting in Pune and you are sitting somewhere in maybe Hyderabad. Then how to check audit? How to review the work? I said, then you can call me. We are not free. You need to write every single thing. We write, we have checked this, we have done this, we have done this, we have. Documentation is nothing but writing everything. Very simple. And that day, he told me brilliant line. Work not documented is not done. If you have not written, you have not done it. I said, how you can tell like that? Compulsory it is like this. So please write. That is, and from that day, I got a brilliant habit. Every single thing I write. You might think that I have so much knowledge. Absolutely not. I do have knowledge, but I forget. So what I do? Everything I write. See here. What to speak in class? This is my magic book. See here. Many people say, "Are you also write?" Yes. If I don't write, I will never remember. Every point explanation what I will speak, I have written here. Whole lecture scripted. Comma also I know where to speak. See here. I don't know whether I can show you properly or not. But if you can see, entire this book is decorated. I say no. If you write only marks come. See here. Fully blue pen. Every time I take lecture, I write. See here. What to speak, what every point explanation. Sometimes too much I write. I don't speak that much. But see here. See this chapter 2. Whatever I have spoken, I have written. I don't know whether you can see that blue or not, but I hope it's clear. This is documentation. And from that day, brilliant habit. Wherever I do anything in life, I take pen and start to write. Sometimes I forget pen, then I have to order in hotel. In hotel, I order the pen, I take print out, and then directly again I write. So beautiful habit I got from that. Soft copy brings soft result, hard copy, hard result. Documentation is a must. Okay. Chalo, shall we go ahead? Yes, sir. So 1, 2, 3, start. Let's learn definition. Let's do 2 questions and then it's the time for break. In this chapter, we have to learn only 2 questions. Let us finish both learning and then we can take a break. Okay, 1, 2, 3. What is documentation? It's a record of audit procedures performed, audit evidence obtained, and the conclusion reached. Very simple. What is documentation? It is a record of audit procedures done. From procedure, what do we get? Audit evidence obtained and conclusion reached. That's documentation. One last time. What is documentation? It is record of audit procedures performed, audit evidence obtained, and the conclusion reached means which report given. You should have the proof why you gave qualified report, why you gave adverse report. Over. One last time. What is documentation? It is record of audit procedures performed. From that, what you get? Audit evidence obtained and conclusion reached. We also call it working paper or work paper. Sir, can you tell few example of documentation? Audit strategy, plan, program, okay, document analysis. You have done few analysis sheet, depreciation calculation. That's documentation. Issue list, issues you have created. That 8 issue came in the audit. Documentation. Confirmation you got, checklist you got, documentation. Over. Thank you so much, Kerala. Aditya is saying amazing conceptual clarity. I am not able to give much clarity because time less. Otherwise, super clarity I have in life. Concentrate. It is also called as work paper. Example, audit program, analysis, issue memorandum, letter of confirmation, checklist. Over. So let's learn definition. This just you have to read once. Definition also never came till now. But so easy you will feel 10 minutes he finished chapter. So that is why. What is documentation? It's a record of audit procedure performed, audit evidence obtained, and conclusion reached. One last time, what is documentation? It's a record of audit procedure performed. From there, what you get? Audit evidence obtained and conclusion reached. Over. Also called as work paper. Tell example. Audit analysis sheet, audit program, issue sheet, letter of confirmation, checklist. All these are documentation. Moving on. Now, 2 questions we have to learn. Can we start? Yes, sir. 1, 2, 3. Purpose of documentation. Can it come? Definitely it can come. Why do I do documentation? All point will be easy or hard. Super duper easy. Let us start. Tell me, why do I do document? What is this? Why do I do documentation? With the help of that, I can plan and perform the audit. Okay. If in documentation it is written, I have to do 8 steps. I will do 8 steps. Helps to plan and perform the audit. Second, if I have done work, I already told you one, no explanation is given by ICAI. I am still giving. Second, enable team member to be accountable for the work. Okay. Let us take example. As soon as I write anything, no, I also told you I write prepared by Mrugesh Madlani. So I am accountable. Tomorrow, if any mistake done, directly manager will call me. Hello, what is this? Sir, I have not done. Name you have written. Sorry, sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. So, okay. So, helps the team member to plan and perform the audit because audit program. Okay. Second, enable team member to be accountable for work. Third point, helps the member of the team to direct and supervise work and discharge their review responsibility. With documentation, we know he's going to check the work. Okay, so if I have done documentation, someone will review. Help the member of the team means manager to direct and supervise my work and discharge the review responsibility. I hope this point is also clear. Yes, sir. So tell me, in documentation we like two things: prepared by, reviewed by. So if reviewed by is written, it means what? It helps the member of team to direct and supervise the work, discharge their review responsibility. Fourth, retaining significant matter helps me in a future audit. Tell me, if I retain important things in fixed asset, I did this. In depreciation, I did this. So in future audit, I will know. Next time, it will not take that much time. So again, now I need to take Hindi revision. Will it take more time? No, I have written. But still, I am mad. I write every time. Because so many magic book available here. What to do? Okay. So I keep on writing. Moving on. So retaining significant matter helps me in a future audit. Okay. Third. Last 2 points over. Enabling conduct of quality control inspection and review. Many times, peer review chapter is there in CA final. Just for knowledge, I am telling you. Our work is checked by another CA, compulsory required CA institute. So other CA will tell, I did not do proper work. What I will say? See, documentation is done. So enabling conduct of quality control inspection and review. Let me explain this point. Ernst& Young is a big four. They want that their big four status should remain. So EY India work is checked by EY US, Ernst& Young US. So tell me, US will check whether work is proper. How to check? If documentation is done, they can easily rely. Are haan, work is proper. Enabling conduct of quality control inspection and review. Last point, enabling conduct of external inspection as per legal and regulatory requirement. Sometimes SEBI will also check whether work is done properly. Example, there is court case going on in Anil Ambani company. So now we want to check auditor is also involved or not. So if I have done documentation, I will be saved. Enabling conduct of external inspection as per legal and regulatory requirement. Sir, what's the difference between these two? This is internal, this is external. I want to ask last question. Tell me, our work will be checked by our team or others? Both. Enabling conduct of quality control inspection, enabling conduct of external inspection by SEBI, MCA, okay, as per legal or regulatory requirement. Now, most important, they ask case study only this time. So they can ask this. Tell me, when should documentation be done? You tell me. When should you do document? Many people, after class over, they start making notes. Crazy kiya re. What's the use? It should be done along with audit. It helps in effective and efficient review. If I write everything, my manager can easily check. So audit documentation has to be prepared on timely basis along with audit. When class is going on, you have to prepare notes. It helps in effective and efficient review. Documentation prepared later is likely to be less accurate and less effective. After entire class over, will you remember? You don't remember my name also. Ah, true, 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 true. After your lecture is over, I start to prepare notes. Arre, very good. Crazy. So very simple last time here. Audit documentation has to be prepared along with audit. It helps in effective and efficient review. Documentation prepared later is likely to be less accurate. Now let us learn this. Easy? No, super easy. What is the purpose of documentation? First point, assist the members of engagement team to perform the work. Assist the engagement team to plan and perform the work. With the help of documentation, I know who is going to do what work and what points to do. Assist the engagement team to plan and perform the work. I did the work. I did sign. I am accountable. Enable team member to be accountable for the work. Remember 2 points. What is the purpose of documentation? Assist the team member to plan and perform the work. Assist the team member to be accountable for the work because I did my sign. Now someone will supervise my work, assist members of engagement team to direct and supervise work and discharge their review responsibility. If I have written, it is easy to direct and supervise. Check the work. Okay. So 3 points done. Enable engagement team to plan and perform the audit. Enable the engagement team to be accountable for the work. Okay, now someone will check my work, assist members of engagement team to direct and supervise work and discharge their review responsibility. Learn 3 points. Done. Last 3 points. Retaining record of significant matter helps me in a future audit. Retaining record of significant matter helps me in a future audit. Now, internal review, external review, internal review, external. Enabling conduct of quality control inspection and review. Enabling conduct of external inspection as per legal and regulatory requirement. Over. Over, over, simple. Enabling conduct of quality control inspection and review. Enabling conduct of external inspection as per legal and regulatory requirement. Over. Easy? No, super easy. Super easy. 1, 2, 3. Sir, please tell me what is the purpose of documentation. Very simple. Assist the engagement team to plan and perform the audit. Now, if I sign, I am accountable. Enable the engagement team or enable member of the engagement team to be accountable for the work. Now, someone will check my work because I have prepared documentation. Assist members of engagement team to direct and supervise work and discharge their review responsibility. Last 3 point time pass. Retaining significant matter helps me in future audit. Internal, external, enabling conduct of quality control inspection and review, enabling conduct of external inspection as per legal and regulatory requirement. Still, I am giving 10-second break in case pending. Time up. Tell me what's the purpose of documentation. Assist the members of engagement team to plan and perform the audit. Okay, enable team member to be accountable for the work. Okay, assist the members of engagement team to direct and supervise work and discharge their review responsibility. 1, 2, 3. Retaining significant matter helps me in future audit. Internal, external, enabling conduct of quality control inspection and review, enabling conduct of external inspection as per legal and regulatory requirement. Last question and then we take a break. Okay, listen nicely. Very simple, super simple. Then all are understanding questions. 10 minutes, but we'll come later. Form, content and extent of documentation. Are you listening? Why not? Why not? Why not? Listen. What is form? What should be the format? Content means what should be inside. Extent means how much in detail. One more time. Form means what should be the format of documentation. Content, what should be inside. Extent, how much detailed documentation. Shall I do more documentation or less documentation? Depends on these many points. Simple. No explanation given. Size and complexity of audit. Tell me, for listed company, more documentation. Unlisted, less documentation. Complexity means if I have 8 businesses, more documentation auditor will do. If I have one business, less documentation. Understood. So number one, size and complexity of audit. Second, identified risk of material misstatement. In that audit, how much is ROMM? Tell me, if risk is more documentation will be required. Extent, less risk, less documentation. Nature of audit procedure performed. If more audit procedure performed, more documentation. Less procedure, less. Significance of evidence obtained. Evidence is how much important. Tell me, if evidence very much important, lot of mistakes, more documentation. But sir, evidence not that important, all is correct only, less documentation. Second, nature and extent of exceptions identified. What is exception? Mistake. If you have identified lot of exceptions, lot of mistake, more documentation. Otherwise, less documentation. need to document a conclusion or basis of conclusion not determinable from documentation of work done. This hard English because I copied from module. Let me explain. We are unable to understand the work from documentation done. Sometimes if I am unable to understand the point, then I will write more explanation or less. More. If I am able to understand less, now read English. Need to document a conclusion means I need to document a conclusion or basis of conclusion, but it is not determinable from this documentation, then I will do more documentation. Sometimes I am not able to understand one point, then I will do more documentation. For example, I will explain this in different English. We are unable to form conclusion from documentation of work done. From this documentation, I cannot make conclusion. I will do more documentation over. Audit methodology and tool used. Basically, there are two tools. Rely on control or not rely on control. What are we doing? Are we relying on control or not relying? That also we have to write. If rely, then good. Don't rely, then also good. Very simple. Now, in 1 second, you will understand if you know real audit. If not know, then difficult to learn. Okay, but very simple. Form, content, and extent of documentation depends on these many factors. In 1 second, you will understand all points. You will be able to learn size and complexity of audit. What's the first step in audit? We find ROMM, identified risk of material misstatement. Based on ROMM, only audit procedure are there. More ROMM, more audit procedure. Okay, nature of audit procedures to be performed. From procedure, what do we get? Evidence, significance of audit evidence obtained. In evidence, what are there? Exceptions, things not followed. Nature and extent of exceptions identified. So simple. One more time. Only first point remember. Size and complexity of audit. In that audit, identified risk of material misstatement. Based on that only ROMM we decide. Nature of audit procedures to be performed. In audit procedure, what did I get? Evidence. Significance of the audit evidence obtained. Sir, listen, no, in evidence there are exceptions. Nature and extent of exceptions identified. Okay. In exceptions, we are unable to form conclusion. Sir, not able to. We are unable to form conclusion from documentation of work done. You can write in simple English. We are unable to form conclusion from documentation of work done. Only one point remember last. Audit methodology and tool used. Over. Only last point I am able to remember. Rest all are time pass. One last time I will explain. Form, content and extent of documentation depends on these many factors. Number one, size and complexity of audit. Okay. In the same audit, okay, what first step what we do? ROMM, identified risk of material misstatement. Based on that, nature of audit procedure to be performed. What I get by procedure? Significance of audit evidence obtained. In evidence, what is that? Exception. Nature and extent of exceptions identified. But we are unable to understand exceptions. We are unable to form conclusion from documentation of work done. Last, audit methodology and tool used. Audit methodology and tool used. See you after 10 seconds. Learn nicely. This you can write on your own. Done. Tell me, form, content and extent of documentation depends on size and complexity of audit. In that audit, identified risk of material misstatement. Based on that only we decide nature of audit procedure to be performed. Then what we get? Significance of audit evidence obtained. In evidence, what is there? Exception. Nature and extent of exceptions identified. But I am unable to understand exceptions. Okay, we are unable to form conclusion from documentation of work done. Last, audit methodology and tool used. We can finish also, but let's come. Two important case studies are there, so we'll come later. It's 51. See you at what time? 10:05 is good. See you at 10:05. Bye bye. See you. Take care. 10:05. Chalo, let's start. Let's start. God is saying, what is this course price? You have to go to website www.mrugeshmadlani.com. After that, select the course by lecture. In that by lecture, you can find audit booster course. Along with this, magic book will also come. So that price and all you can check there. I hope it is clear. Okay. Chalo, moving on. One, two, three. Everyone come here. Ready? Ready, ready, ready. Type R. R for ready. R for ready. Type R so we can go ahead. Fast type. Chalo, moving on. Concentrate, we should finish in 5-10 minutes. Assembly of final audit file. Very important is to understand. Important, huh? That is why we took a break. Audit file. What's the difference between documentation and file? Documentation is the thing which I do along with audit. It helps in effective and efficient review. Any documentation prepared later is likely to be less accurate. But now what is audit file? Audit file is one or more folders or storage media in paper form, electronic form, or any other form that contain documentation of specific engagement. Two, three brilliant MCQs are there. Listen very nicely. What is audit file? It is one or more folders. Folder in folder. See, documentation is done of the audit. It means current asset documentation. When you are doing, you have to do. Fixed assets where you are auditing, you have to do documentation. Sales documentation along with audit. Purchase. But when all documentation is arranged, that is a file. All documentation is arranged, that is the file. Documentation should be done along with audit. But file is what? Admin work. You need to compile everything, arrange everything. What is the difference between documentation and file? Documentation is of each area. It should be done along with audit. What is file? Audit file is everything together. Okay, fixed asset, current asset, sale, purchase, debtor, inventory. I hope it is clear. Audit file is one or more folders or storage media. Either it can be in paper form or it can be computerized or any other form. So understand most important thing. File and documentation are same or different? Different. Audit file is compiling documentation of all area. English. Audit file is one or more folders or storage media in paper form, electronic form, any other form that contain documentation of specific engagement. Auditor shall assemble entire documentation in an audit file. First question. Within how much time file should be ready? It should be ready within the period of 60 days from the date of auditor's report. Let's take example 31st March's balance sheet. Okay, 31st March balance sheet. 30th July is audit report. So from there within 60 days the file should be ready. It should be ready within how many days? 60 days. Not documentation. It should be done along with audit. File should be ready within 60 days. SQC1, standard on quality control 1, which we might do today or max tomorrow. It will come in chapter number 11. Gives us time limit of 60 days after the date of auditor's report. If you want, I can show you little. Show them. See here. So 1st June is date of auditor's report. From there exact 60 days you have to count. Roughly 31st July. Okay, so our documentation should be prepared by 31st July. They can ask all these questions. If not prepared, then ICAI will take action. It shows negligence on part of auditor, etc. etc. Case study you will do. Okay, so audit file is one or more folders or storage media. Documentation has to be done within how many time? SQC1, standard on quality control 1, gives time limit of 60 days after the date of auditor's report. So from auditor's report 60 days. Now, completion of documentation is an admin process and doesn't involve new audit procedure or drawing new conclusion. Audit is over. It's just is an admin work, compiling everything. Okay. Changes, however made, are administrative in nature. So whatever changes we make are admin in nature. It basically includes what I will tell you: cross-referencing. Second example, deleting superseded document. You know what superseded? Okay. See, when I go to do audit, I get financial statement. Then I do little audit and I tell them pass 4 5 journal entry. So now financial statement become new. Why? I have passed adjustment entry. After 10 days, I again tell pass this entry. I again tell. So financial statements keep on getting replaced. Okay. So all the older versions are known as superseded document. That we will not keep in documentation. In documentation, which one will keep? Final financial statements. All older versions are known as superseded. So I have to delete that, etc. etc. So completion of audit file is an admin process and it doesn't involve new audit procedure or drawing new conclusion. Changes made are admin in nature. Last point, retention period. I prepared the file. I have to retain for how many years? 7 years. 7 years from preparing? No, 7 years from the date of auditor's report. You know in Hindi, Sat Fere, 7 feras are there. Same way, 7 years. Okay, simple. See here. So audit report was what? 1st June. So from 1st June, 7 years. Not from documentation file. From 1st June till 1st June 2032. 2032. One last time. 1, 2, 3, start. Tell me, documentation has to be done along with audit. What is audit file? Audit file is one or more folders or storage media in paper form, electronic form, any other form that contain documentation of audit engagement. File has to be prepared in how much time? Okay, so file has to be prepared in 60 days from the date of auditor's report as per SQC1. Okay, preparing file is a admin work, doesn't involve new audit procedure, new conclusion. Okay, it's basically admin work. For how many years we have to retain? How many feras are there in marriage? 7. 7 feras, so 7 years from the date of auditor's report, not file. Over. Done. Auditor's report or group auditor report, whichever is later. You know what is group audit? Sometimes audit of subsidiary company of Reliance is done on 30th June, but Reliance audit is done on 30th July. So from 30th July, 7 years. Understood? Whichever is later basically. Now again, very important MCQ. Very important MCQ. Essay 299. Joint audit. Why right now you are remembering joint audit? That is in chapter number 8. Chapter number 8 it is. Don't know why what you are typing. Documentation is the property of auditor. Tell me, whose property is documentation? It is auditor's property. Can you share documentation with client? Yes, if we will request, I might share, but it should be in a proper tone. First of all, as per SQC1, documentation is the property of auditor because auditor has prepared. He may, at his discretion, at his wish, share certain portion of documentation with client. Example, power and fuel, brilliant working you have done. Depreciation, excellent working you have done. So what will client tell? Can you share this working with us, sir? I will guide our Mr. Raj. He will also prepare such working. Please, very nice work you have done. Can you share? See what's the tone of asking. Is he asking, or the fees we have paid directly share? Then don't share. Directly tell him, as per SQC1, documentation is the property of auditor. I will not share. But if he is requesting, okay, sir, please share. I think the working is very good. It will help our staff also. But it doesn't mean that I am interfering in your work, sir. Just if you can share, I will be happy. Then share. Okay. We may share certain portion of documentation provided it doesn't affect our independence. It should not mean that I am getting sold to him or I am very much affected by him or I am listening to him. Okay, I can share only if it doesn't affect my independence. It should not mean I will work according to him. Okay, I'm just sharing as a help. It should not affect my independence or reduce the validity of work done. It should not feel I am an employee of the client. Okay, I am an auditor, I am an independent person. If at any stage you feel that he's showing little power, okay, or he's saying, please share, otherwise next year audit we will not give. Directly tell, no, sir, we don't want to audit. I will not do anything which affect my independence. This is my independent decision. Are you clear? Independence means what? My judgment is not affected because of the person who has engaged me. My judgment is my own. Simple word. Let us read. SQC1 tells documentation is property of auditor. He may at his discretion wish share certain portion or extracts of documentation with client provided it doesn't affect his independence or reduce the validity of work done. It should not mean I have only worked, I am just sharing you. So for better relation or accept whatever, okay, because you want. It should not reduce the validity of work done. Last point, guys, completion memorandum or audit documentation summary. See, in the end, many people what they feel or a documentation very big. Let us prepare summary of 10 pages. So what it will include? What were significant matters identified during audit? How they were addressed? Simple. Read. Completion memorandum or audit documentation summary. Auditor may keep a part of audit documentation as a summary. I can keep little portion as a summary. So out of this entire module, this is our summary. What it will include? Significant matters identified during audit and how they were solved. Simple. How they were addressed. So auditor may keep certain portion of documentation as summary, which is known as completion memorandum or audit documentation summary. It includes two things: how significant matters were identified during audit, how they were solved. Sir, what is the benefit of all these rubbish things? It helps in effective and efficient review and inspection of documentation. If someone wants to check, he will not check whole documentation, only summary. It helps in effective and efficient review and inspection. Second, helps auditor in knowing significant matter. I want to check after 1 year which were significant matter. I can easily know. Helps auditor to see if any SA objective is not achieved, which will prevent him from achieving overall objective of audit. Let me take example. Debtor confirmation not received. With the help of this, you can see, did I do alternate procedure? Debtor confirmation not received, but I had last year confirmation. From there, I added what? Sale transaction. Minus all money received from debtor. I still got comfort. So I got reasonable assurance. Though one SA could not be achieved, debtor confirmation. SA 505 tells take debtor confirmation. That could not be achieved. But still my overall objectives got achieved because I did alternate procedure. Simple. Helps auditor to see if any SA objective is not achieved, which will prevent him from achieving overall objective of audit. Over. Tell me, what are three benefits of audit completion memorandum or audit documentation summary? Okay, helps in effective and efficient review and inspection of documentation. Two, helps auditor in knowing significant matter. Third and last point, okay, helps auditor to see any individual essay objective is not achieved, which will prevent him from achieving overall objectives of audit. Over. Learn nicely, small break, 5 seconds. Tell me what are 3 benefits of audit completion memorandum or summary. It helps in effective and efficient review and inspection of documentation. 2. Helps auditor in knowing significant matter. Third, helps auditor to know any individual essay objective is not achieved, which will prevent him from achieving overall objective of audit.